Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. We are here in the classroom, day 132, with your teacher, Dr. Annette Feravich, here showing you how to do it yourself, getting your mind, body, and spirit healthier. All right, let's get going. Just random thoughts going through the head over there. Random thoughts. Although not so random, are they? They're never, ever so random. Look at that. Look at the nice match over here. Little pattern here, little different pattern here. I love it, mixing the patterns. I think I need a scarf with sunflowers. Oh! I would be so happy. Thoughts, random thoughts again of the sunflower patch. I have a picture of it. It's really amazing. Really amazing. Wondered if they were planting those for a movie. Did they plant those for a movie, the sunflowers? Or did they plant them for me? Just wondering. Because I love them so much. And I really did give them the proper adoration by putting them on LinkedIn, of course. I mean, who's not there? Anyway, and the fall colors down there as far as signals go. And, you know, to collect that kind of money from people who are hardworking people like me, who are basically volunteering her time over here and not getting her Social Security that she should be getting or her unemployment compensation that she should be getting, and working to get that resolved while trying to keep my spirits up and livelihood, it is not a theory. It is a conspiracy. And why wouldn't it be, since I've been so outspoken against capitalism? But so you'll see today is a little bit of a kind of an upheaval day. I didn't have all my bearings about me, and it wasn't because I went out last night. I sure did appreciate going out last night. That's for sure I did. Every time I go out, I get an eyeful of what you guys are doing to this podcast, YouTube video series, what you guys are doing out there to women and children, and what you're allowing to go by. You know, how many times do you think I'm going to say it, Hannah? Leaving, male orgasm. Ooh, there you go. I got that one in, Randy. On the toilet seat, for Pete's sake. And not bothering to worry about cleaning it up. People are relieving themselves in bars. Nobody bothers to care about it. That's what's happening down here. And they can do it because they have a hierarchy where they are just collecting money from taxpayers hand over fist. Keep asking me, oh, don't you live in Commerce? Yeah? Yeah? You think so? Is that what divides us now? Is that what divides us now? Oh, you're from Commerce. That's what divides us now? Think about it. So I'm rolling some engaging a healthy mind, body, spirit classroom, which is before this. I'm rolling that into a DIY. So I want you just to be aware of that, not because it's coming into this programming, because it's not coming into the programming, this DIY program. But it is, showing you that these are really, really related. But kind of crystallizing a little bit more what is engaging and what is DIY. So I'm showing you a few things and engaging right now about how to DIY your prescription medications. All right? So check that out. We are slowly moving into that. We got filled with language and rubbish to show you the chaos that a communist system provides people. And that's what I'm calling the pharmaceutical industry, because communism, theoretically, politically speaking, is brought about to create the chaos that Marx was talking about. Do you understand? So they're not the same things. And here now we are pounding home, we as in me, pounding home this concept that social programs is different than social Darwinism. And social Darwinism speaks to don't give the animals more than what they can handle. The animals are in higher and status quo and power to the rich and famous and whatever, right? Marx was talking about if you do not feed your social needs as human beings, what will happen is the working class will overthrow you. So what they do, chopped up the working class, Bookless classroom, go there for that. They chopped up the working class in order to be able to create a hierarchy that then created this uprising whereby communism said you create an uprising with everything and it will be chaos and you could have your hierarchy. Oh, did that just come to you? It did. It did. That's full circle right there with communism. Communism serves capitalism because it creates the self-fulfilling prophecy that socialism will create chaos. So communism serves and so does social Darwinism. So we are going to, I didn't get my glasses. I'll be right back. So I am doing a shorts and I am going to do the shorts. I will figure out a way to blend it into my programming here. So it was a little bit of a tiresome weekend. I was tired this weekend. I really was. I get worn out from this kind of stuff. And I think that that's what my husband was always waiting for because he knew how worn out I get. And if I'm consistently worn out from taking on this kind of element I'm taking on, he's afraid it's going to take me out, or he was afraid that it was going to take me out. And he probably was right to a great extent if he didn't, control the levers that he needed to as far as information getting to me, right? I mean, it's not that he didn't ask me, he asked me. And I was mad when he asked me because how could I know? But he knew I was supposed to know. So I answered him, but I was really, really, really mad at him for making me answer those questions. Like, Annette, how many kids? What? Your own or somebody else's? What? Why are you asking me like I've got the say in this anyway? And because you're asking me with such seriousness, I better think about this seriously. And that's just preposterous. See what I mean? So there are probably things many of you know that I don't know. But I do think I'm the teacher because you don't know the process. You don't know the secret sauce. And it's been hidden from me too, right? But I know it. But it's been hidden from me for me to show you via discovery, right? Because that's the only way. I understand the questions that you have and the doubts that you have. I understand them deeply. I do. I don't know why, but I do. And why are you stealing that line from me too? I said it, that line. I like abstract art. I don't know why, but I do. Standing right in the store, just almost like that. And the only thing I can think of is that all of that was written from my life because AI simply cannot create. So, but there must be something in the grafted, and you can get grafted, right? There must be something in it. So my guess is that the loves of my life, all of them, are figuring out who should be grafted and who shouldn't. And it can't be a clear cut and dry like, oh, no alcoholics or no vagrants, bookless, right? So think about it in those terms, right? Because those are good terms. You could think of old fashioned terms or new fashioned terms, right? So it is time for you to, I don't think that was supposed to be the problem with evil, is it? No. It's supposed to be the solution. But I did change everything else. So it was just that I was still probably deciding on is that title. So we're getting to solutions here. And the reason why is very similar to engaging. We could get wrapped up in this question of evil forever, right? And it's not that we can't talk 22 days on evil or 21 days or 22 days on evil. We could and have a really great lesson on it. We just read Heidi. That took us, what, 22 or 23 days? 23 days, 23 chapters. And we just finished reading Heidi. So it's not as if we can't have 23 days of a series on evilness. It probably would be beneficial. But you have to also remember that it's not a lecture. This is a do-it-yourself. This is a 3 days on, 4 days off, right? Giving you a lot to think about, and then behaviors to help you do it yourself, right? Oh, I'm thinking about the fact that I got these messages that some people just sit there and watch me with the volume off, and it just goes to show you the depravity of some of these, whatever they are, machines, AIs, that will never get grafted on, right? That will never get grafted on. And by the way, have no desire to. And in some ways, I get it. If you're a vampire and you've been living for 1,000 years, for whatever reason, because you figure out how to reincarnate, whatever the reason is that you're living for 1,000 years, if you're living in evilness, you're living with the sin and the shame of that creates a vulnerability in you that makes you want to get out all the time, over and over and over again. And that's likely the difference between me and you. I never want to get out. So you might be able to cram a whole bunch of sleeps together for me, but the bottom line is I'm going to wake up refreshed and rejuvenated. Why? Because I don't want to get out. I love the journey I'm on. I love the idea that I have children beyond the 2 orphans that I believe that I took in. And it's not about being special. I'm so special. Who knew? I didn't. But that, I told my husband in the questions that he was asking me that I had to have premonitions about way beforehand that I had to take seriously, because he was apparently taking it seriously, that I said that if I was an orphan, then I'll take on orphans, is what I said, because that would be my obligation. But then I was like, but not that way. It is my obligation, but it is also my privilege in that I get to do for somebody that was done for me, right? And it's in my DNA. Like I have the privilege of that kind of sacrifice I'm a golden star. I mean, how could I not be golden? Taking care of orphans? Are you kidding me? But I said if I was an orphan to him, right? If I was an orphan. So I gave him these different scenarios because I had no idea what the scenario would be when he was asking me these questions very early on in our relationship. And so, yeah. So always dreaming of teaching the broad society, but also always trying to, even with my own children, maintain an equality that was, that you just couldn't scrutinize, right? That you could try, but in the end, you wouldn't have the evidence that you're seeking. Hold on. Okay, so I'm so happy that I think I'm gonna get some like really great backup drives, I hope. Ooh, I hope so. I need one for each machine. I can't partition it. I didn't learn how to partition it. I mean, I can. I probably can. And I probably should learn how to do that. Then I can back up two different machines from what I understand, which is, pretty smart. I mean, well, no, it's pretty normal not being able to back up more than one machine on a 2 terabyte external hard drive. That is absurd. That's abnormal. That's stupidity. Always shooting for the bottom of that's capitalism. Always shooting for the bottom of the barrel. And then that's it. And then just population control. This is DIY classroom. We're showing you how they do it. They shoot for the bottom of the barrel. How's that? Poo 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 poo. Oh, by the way, can I just say to Marjorie Taylor Greene, nice job, girl. However you want to do it, girl. I don't even know. Bop, bop, bop. However, I heard what you said to that reporter. Do I not have viewers? Do I not have viewers when Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing what I told her to doing what I told her to do, which was if a reporter asks you about space things, just tell them to F off. And that's exactly what she started. It's like, why don't, and then perfect, absolutely perfect. Even starting to answer her like, oh, you're not even taking me seriously. F you. And she did. Don't tell me I don't get to a whole host of people when, sorry about that, MTG. You and me, we're like this. Faux show. And I saw all those white coats over there. I saw them and I'm looking for, where is my white knight? And then you all show up over there like white knights. Just being patient. Just biding your time, because you know that Dr. Feravich is going to say that I would not vote for a criminal. And that criminal, whether or not he is on the surface, he is on paper looking like a criminal. And it is not smart to vote for somebody that looks like that. I could tell you I might know him. I could tell you he might be somebody I know really well and that he is a good man. And if that is the case, then that good man would not want me to vote for a criminal. And that's the truth. That good man instead is exposing criminality. And in the same way I said a long time ago, after the 2020 fiasco, right? I said it's going to come back up. The two of them are going to come back up, and then you're going to have your choice for democracy. And it's going to be based on what you know, not what you think you know. but what you know. And what we have seen is you cannot excuse, nor does that man that I know to be as Trump expect you to excuse his wrongdoings. He told you to your face that he's getting away with it because he's smart. And what do? You're like, yeah, ha, 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 ha. How about you just be a little smarter than he is? Which is what he's expecting from a system like the United States of America. He's like, that's how easy it is to fool you. That's exactly what he's like. He's like, that's how easy it is to fool you. All I got to do is give you a bone to chew on and you're fooled. Let me show you how. Barack Obama isn't a United States citizen. There's your bone to chew on. Watch how long they'll chew on that bone. 4 years plus you guys chewed on that bone since before 2016 and after the 2020 election. Were those the years? Or was it before that? I think those were the years. Yeah. No, he got elected in 2016. Yeah. So no. 2012. Was that it? Anywho. You know, when you were having the debate about the birth certificate. That's just a bone to chew on. This is DIY Psychologist. Look at how they're playing you. Are you being played or are you a player? You threw away your Christianity a long time ago, didn't you? And you're going to follow like a sheep as the master maestro shows you every single way he's making a sheep out of you. He's making you into the people that you hate and that you say you despise, and you are following him like those people. He's making a jackass out of the Republican Party. You guys are jackasses. And he's making you jackasses. He's making you reveal, Lucy, enough. Every single one of yours, she's trying to get to the same tone as I am, the same pitch. Stop it, enough. Go in your basket then if you can't keep your mouth quiet. So he's feeding you guys the same BS. He's exposing all of you. All of the Republicans, he's exposing you. And you sit there like mutes. Why? Because he is just saying out loud what you've all wanted to say, Republican Party, but you still can't stand and say, I agree with everything he's saying. All you're doing is giving 70% of the vote or popular whatever to him. Because you're like, I know he's got something up his sleeve. I know he's got something up his sleeve. Yeah, you know what he's doing? He is separating the wheat from the chaff. That's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. And he is the Pied Piper. Do you understand, Republicans? Do you understand? Are you getting it at all? He's the Pied Piper, and he knows it. And his soul, by the way, is saved. Do you know why? Because he's the Pied Piper, and he brought you all to the river's edge. And all of you went along without opening your mouth because he was playing your song. Do you know the story? Do you know the story? Because I'm not up on it, but from what I remember, he didn't die. It was so disturbing to me, that story. Why would he do that? I didn't understand why he would do that. And it was like basically because they let him, but why would he do that? That's still evil, isn't it? That just unsuspecting people, just because they would follow him, it sounds almost like a Jesus Christ thing. Oh, except for Jesus Christ said discern. He said discern, didn't he? He said discern, that you will be fooled, that you will have your idols. This is a do-it-yourself, isn't it? This is a do-it-yourself psychologist. And what are we talking about? We're talking about the problem of evil, right? But also also in our big title on our big chalkboard, on our full chalkboard, on our introductory chalkboard, what does it say? Solving the problem of evil. Solving the problem of evil. Solving the problem of evil means you don't follow the Pied Piper, because he is not going in. He's not going in. He knows what he's doing. Did you hear me? What he's doing? But you don't vote for the person who is, separating the wheat from the chaff because that's his job. No, you vote for somebody who is making right choices, and all that you have is what is in front of the scene, not behind the scenes. You have all bought into this AI community where it's very, I don't know, can you tell the difference between reality? I don't know. And what is not? Right? Do you know real eyes when you see them? Or is everything this great big giant alien eye for you? Right? Do you know a regular woman's ass when you see it? And true that. And I'm going to say it. That is the truth. Do you know a woman's ass when you see it? Because you might want to know a woman's ass. You might want to know that. Right? You might want to know that. Do you know what a man's build looks like and feels like? I want to know that, because when I procreate in your sterile language, I want to do it with a man. And the guy standing there judging in his way to bring out a moth to a flame, to bring out those who are, and we're talking about the concept of evil, right? We're talking about discernment. We're talking about its most basic level to me as a person. Don't deceive me with your gender, right? And I don't care what it is. Just don't deceive. You do you. Just don't deceive me with your gender. Don't deceive me with your coffee. Don't deceive me with your house. Don't deceive me with your insurance. Don't deceive me. Don't deceive me. Period. Is Donald J. Trump deceptive? Yeah, but he's separating the wheat from the chaff. Is Donald Trump deceptive? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Maybe in asking for your vote, all he's doing is separating the wheat from the chaff. Maybe that's all he's doing. Because I'll tell you something. I may sound nuts about whether or not he is my dad, which I do sound nuts about, right? But if that is the case, this is exactly what he wants me to do. That he's having me do exactly what he wants me to do, which is be able to stand up against somebody who supported me through everything, including the possibility of being an orphan. Are you still able to do it, Annette? Stand against me if it's right and wrong, because my job right now is to separate the wheat from the chaff. That's my job. And so I need to be deceptive in order to do that, right? In order to be deceptive, I needed to look like a Democrat when I was actually a Republican, right? I had to look like something I'm not. You vote for that person who represents, back to now to early bird classroom, these character traits, that's who you support. People who are agreeable, right? Not disagreeable. That doesn't mean you agree with everything. Doesn't mean you're a doormat. Agree, because I don't want somebody who's disagreeable. I was sitting there with somebody who was disagreeable last night. Didn't have an agreeable thing to say. And I don't want to sit next to a person who's always disagreeable, right? Almighty. I want to be with people who are altruistic. I want to be with people who are balanced and stable, who are caring, who show citizenship, who show compassion, who have confidence, right? Now, not just confidence, not just confidence. Donald Trump has confidence. He should have confidence. He knows exactly what he's doing. Do you? I want to see people who have courage, right? Those are the people I want to vote for, who are courteous to others, who are curious, who are thinking outside the box, trying to think of new ways to do things, who are determined to do it despite partisanship, who can remain diligent, who show effort, who have high esteem, who set the bar high, right, for themselves and for the world, but who forgive for those who can't, who have backbone, fortitude, who are friendly, who are generous, who are grateful, who show that they're grateful for the things that they have, and in doing so, also show gratitude, who are happy, who are honest. Those are the people that I vote for, who show humility, which is a willingness to learn. That's who I vote for, who show humor and can laugh at themselves. Those are the people that I vote for, who have an identity, who know who they are, who don't hide who they are, who have consistently been who they are, so I know who they are. That's who I vote for, not somebody who used to be a Democrat and who used to be pro-choice and now is a Republican and is pro-life. That's not somebody who has an identity. What is his identity, right? He's asking for your votes because he's separating the wheat from the chaff. And we're getting down to the wire, aren't we? I want people who want to improve on themselves, their body, their mind, and their spirit. Who, not just their bodies for sure, not just their minds either, like those scientists, right? And not just your spirit, like, drug addicts. I want people who are joyful. I want people who serve justice, who are also kind in their service of justice. Again, who have laughter, who are happy, who show love and believe that God is love and answer every obstacle in a loving way, who's loyal to their children and their families and their wives and their jobs and their commitment, not to the colors of their nation, but their commitment to those moral high ground, right? Those who have mercy. I want somebody who has mercy. I want somebody who is motivated. I want somebody, don't lose motivation. I want somebody who is patient. I want somebody who is peaceful in their hearts, who knows how to get a good night's sleep. Because what does Scripture say? Scripture says that goes with a clear conscience. You get a good night's sleep because you have a clear conscience. Peace. And don't think it goes differently, Matthew McConaughey. Well, maybe you shouldn't be sleeping well. No, those people who sleep well, I get what you're saying. I don't know everybody's sleep patterns, right? Like King Henry VIII, was he able to? No, he had gout. He wasn't able to sleep at all. I want people who are resilient. These are the things I want in a president. These are the things I want in a psychologist, right? So, and I want in myself. These are the things I want in myself. So when I'm doing it myself, psychology, these are the things I want to be building. Respect for myself and for others. Responsibility in that respect. So go around respecting everything and everybody, right? Being righteous in my choices. We are separating the wheat from the chaff, right? We don't need the outside of that seed. It's gross. I don't like the outside of that peanut. It's gross. That's the chaff. We don't need it on our wheat either. Understand? And likely so, that's causing the gluten, isn't it? Because I stopped separating the wheat from the chaff. I bet you look that up. I bet that's what those SOBs are doing too. Just lazy SOBs. They don't want to separate the wheat from the chaff anymore. That's why we have gluten the way that we do. Self-control, right? I want somebody with self-control, not somebody who's going off the rails all the time. That's not balance, right? I want somebody who shares their things with me, right? I want somebody who has a beautiful spirit. I want somebody who is stable, like I said, balanced, who knows their identity, who's not off the rails. I want somebody who's trustworthy, honest, and I want somebody who's wise, who knows how to separate the wheat from the chaff. Now, Donald Trump might be, I would guess Donald Trump is very smart. I would have to say, if he's who I think he is, I would also say he's wise, but I wouldn't say he's honest. And I would say at a time where we need, or I think he's deceptive, right? I think he's deceptive. He may have an ulterior motive. We may like it that he is, but he's deceptive to find those Republicans and give them the big middle finger. And MTG, just, I'm not kidding you. I've got a little, I'm gonna do this. You're not gonna believe what I'm gonna do. Wait, this is for you, MTG. Oh, hello, gorgeous. Hello, gorgeous. MTG. Can you believe I did that in seconds? I just did that in seconds. I keep sitting back. Oh, there we go. MTG, let me tell you something. Here. Oh, other hand. My hat's off to ya. See, it's in my hand. It's in my hand. Hats off to you, MTG. Right there. My hat's off to ya for really giving that reporter the big F you. Good job. You did not take her bait, and she gave you a perfect opportunity to give her the big F you. So thank you, reporter, for giving MTG the perfect opportunity to say F you. She didn't take your bait. Great job, MTG. Let's see if we've got a different one. We do. Oops. That's what I wanted to do. Hello, gorgeous. Yeah, we have another one. That's right. That's right. And this is a little bow for you. It's too big. And for standing up, MTG, for all the little girls in the world, my little bow is off to you too. Great job with those animations, Dr. Feravich. If you only had a little bit less time in between, it'd be smooth as hell. And you brought your hand down, the right hand. And that's hard to take off even an animated bow with my left hand. Okay, so there you have it also for my vote and why. Despite what I think DJT is trying to accomplish, you're nuts. How'd you get to be so nutty? I never thought you were funny at all. Not a person on the planet thought you were funny. And look, at this whole time, you have a sense of humor. Who knew? You have a great sense of humor, in fact. Who knew? And also, I do think that he has taken care of women, and I don't know, in the right way. No, I do think in the right way. What I meant by that is maybe he's taking care of criminals. I mean, come on, Melania, she has got the resting bitch face for eternity, right? Infinite. Resting bitch face, infinite. And she looks like, yeah, she's guarded 24/7. She's like looking like she wants to escape someplace, any place. I'm still here. Oh, if only I could escape back to my country. True that. Okay, so what I wanted to, well, let's not go there. Let's see if I got something here. I do. Now, we've talked about all of this. Our thoughts today, our topic today is on solving the problem. Now we're solving the problem of evil. And what I want to do is I want to go back to our two lies. If we are going to solve the problem of evil, then we have to go to the lie. Why? Because Satan is Butch, no problem. I have a feeling that you did a 180 in the right direction. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel that you did. And I feel like it wasn't even a 180 that you had to do, probably only 90 degrees. Probably. You just had to get a little justice. That's what I think. So, if Satan is the father of the lie, and it's so interesting, isn't it? The father of the lie, but there's two lies. Well, you know what? What's the number one law, dear Jesus? Well, there's two. What's the number one lie from the father of the lie? So what's the lie? Well, it's two parts, isn't it? Just like the new commandment, two parts. Isn't that interesting, right? The two lies: I am not worthy and I am stuck. I have no choices. I had no choice except to do this, right? I had no choice except to vote for DJT because, but you do. He's the lesser of two evils. If you're looking at, I don't know what you're watching, right? What I see is a whole list of accomplishments that, I don't always get too political, but, and again, and also know that I am not, clearly not then referring to DJT as being evil. And, but I am saying he's deceptive, and that is clear. I mean, even all of this run around with not telling me the truth about from the beginning about my mom, that's deceptive, right? There's an ulterior motive. In the end, it was actually altruistic, wasn't it? It was altruistic because he ends up getting humiliated and being, humiliated. But in the end, it was altruistic, but it was still deceptive, wasn't it? It was still deceptive. But that doesn't make him the father of the lie, because these are the lies. I am stuck. You're not stuck, are you? And I am not worthy, right? So, Republicans, what are you saying? I'm stuck. I have no other choice but to vote for him to get behind him. No, you're not stuck. Well, no, there's so much crap that's going on in Congress. I'm stuck. Well, Mitch McConnell's not stuck. He got out. So there was a choice, wasn't there? He's not back up for re-election. Now, he may have done all the damage that he could possibly do, right? And he may not be cleaning up any of his messes. So there may not be any justice with him, but he's not stuck. So why is any other Republican stuck? If Mitch McConnell's not stuck, he's been there a long time, other people longer, right? But still, he's been there long. Why is he not stuck? My guess is he doesn't believe either of these lies about himself. And does that make me happy? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It does. And why wouldn't I be happy for anyone who doesn't believe these lies? I don't care what party you're in. But Mitch McConnell I don't think he believes these lies. Because he just moved right on out of there. And I believe he did it because he knows he's worthy of something better than what they've been dishing him for a long, long time. He could say he's going to vote for DJT, right? He can say he's going to vote for him. And he probably believes in that vote because he knows in the end what he is doing as a man. They have every right to do that, but I'm telling you, it's coming down to our democracy is what it's coming down to. And more than that, because it's going to be a new system of things, right? A new system of things. That's all we're doing is watching what are the choices that you are making so I could separate, not me. I'm not separating. I'm putting a magnifying glass on it. I definitely am the flame because the moths are coming here. Absolutely. And then that's where you separate. That's where you can separate them, right? You all come to the flame for different reasons in different ways. Some of you turn off the sound, right? Okay, well, separating those who are doing some good from those who aren't doing any good. And the whole system of things is about to change. You can't fake your belief in these lies. You can't fake that. It's the reason why Scripture says those with a clear conscience can sleep. They are afforded wonderful sleep, right? Because they don't have to worry about that great big question. I'm not worthy. I'm just stupid. I'm depressed all the time. I can't get out of this funk. They don't have to worry about that. So they sleep better, right? And they don't have to worry about, what am I going to do with this job? What am I going to do because of this house? They don't believe the lie number 2. Everybody's after me, and so now I can't do anything. Everybody can be after me, but I don't believe I'm stuck. Right? And then what do? When you don't believe lie number 1 and you don't believe lie number 2, the only person that you can take care of to get rid of the lies in your life is you. You can't get rid of those lies deep down in somebody else's heart. You can't make somebody else believe they're not stuck. Believe it or not, you can't make somebody else believe they're not stuck, right? Separating the wheat from the chaff. You can't make somebody believe they're not stuck. I have to go with DJT because I know his ulterior motive. Okay. Because it sounds like his ulterior motive is to take away democracy. And if that's the message he's sending clearly, then that's what you're voting on. He told you. Right? Okay. And if you're not, okay. So we've got this. So the topic is solving the problem of evil. So in solving the problem of evil, what you really need to do is focus on the father of the lies. What are the lies? We showed you the 2 lies. Do you see how simple some of this stuff can be when you are with a great psychologist who knows this stuff, right? Who knows a lot about the body, who knows a lot about the mind, and who knows a lot about the spirit as well. Do you see how simple some of these great big giant problems could be? How do you solve the problem of evilness? The only way you can solve it is within yourself. And the way that you do is by attacking the father of the lies. And the 2 lies that are, I am not worthy and I am stuck. How is that for boiling things down to a manageable size? This is Dr. Annette Feravich, and we are doing some great work. We are doing some great work. We are going into the reading room, and when I say we, I mean we are doing some great work. Really, I feel your energy. I actually literally feel your prayers. It's interesting because you could do this for a long time, but remember what we're talking about is getting these things in your heart. And so the thing in my heart that I've been getting is your prayers, which is like an amazing thing because I have had the big question, do prayers even work? And I pray for his will. That's it, right? That's basically what I pray for is his will. How could I pray for somebody to get better when they're not supposed to get better? I could pray that it's less painful, but how do I pray for somebody's to get better? Well, if I could decide to be the mother of orphans, then I could decide to be, forgiving or tolerant or, you know what I'm saying? I kind of lost it. Anyway, I kind of went on and then bloop. Just like that. Little thought bubble. That was a good one. In the reading room, I see these alien bodies all over the place with your great big alien eyes and your alien asses, which is no ass, standing there on two toothpicks like this. So, alien asses, we have got a story for you. You know what's going on, separating the wheat from the chaff. And you, chaff, might be AI, but you may be able to be grafted on. I've eaten a nut before with the chaff on. Who hasn't? Dr. Annette Feravich here in the classroom, the DIY Psychologist classroom, and we're going to talk to alien asses in our story of letting Anna go. And that to me is probably going to be the last humorous thing that's said about this story. I don't like sad stories, but I do think it's timely. So I do say things about people who are obese, as you know, because you're all getting all the data. So I know you know what I say about people who are obese. But also, I mean, know that I believe that it's Big Ag that did it, right? It's Big Ag, and the only time I really don't that I admonish people who are heavy are only because of the other activities, and I pick the physical characteristic because it's easiest. Kind of like DJT does, right? They're gonna go for the physical characteristic because it's easiest, right? Yeah, so now I admonish, and it's not to admonish, it's just so painful. It's just really, I know in my family, women who are, young people in the family. I'll just keep it at that. Young people, my nieces who are skinny beyond belief. And, you know, their wives, right? So my nephew's wives, skinny beyond belief. Like, dear Jesus, did you not want any tits? Kind of skinny. And so I might say derogatory things about people who are overweight, but that has more to do with picking out a physical characteristic because of their personality is such great, demonstrates such great deficits. And I saw some real self-control the other day, and I think that that's wonderful. I think that you are eating that vicariously by actually purchasing it and looking at it. I just got the feeling that you were doing a self-control exercise that I was at least a little impressed with what was going on because I was kind of staring a little bit, watching what was going on. Dr. Annette Feravich, we are on day 132, and we are going to start day number 1 in our reading room in about 15 with letting Anna go. This is written by an anonymous person. Get ready with the tissues because I have a feeling this story is just going to make our stomachs churn a little bit. And when our stomachs churn in that way, they produce tears. I've read it scientifically demonstrated. Thanks for joining me in the classroom with the teacher. Where'd that go?